The first time I saw Afleet Alex was at the Timonium 2-year-old in training sale.
He checked a lot of boxes, so we were very, very happy with everything that we saw about him, and we were somewhat surprised that we were able to get him for $75,000.
He stuck out to me, and Tim said that's the new rocket, and I worked him. First time I worked him, we knew we had talent.
We took him to Delaware Park.
Nice debut for Afleet Alex.
Jeremy did a heck of a job teaching him to relax behind horses.
Afleet Alex under a hand ride down the lane.
He had just had a turn of foot that was devastating in a race.
Then we go up to Saratoga.
For me to be going from allowance race at Delaware Park to the Sanford and then maybe the Hopeful, they were amazed that I was even thinking that.
Afleet Alex bursting away to lead by 2.5 lengths.
Now all of a sudden we're 3 for 3 and we're celebrating.
Afleet Alex won.
So the Champagne, not one of my favorite races. Johnny V, at the time, was the best rider in the country, maybe in the world, and he knew what he was doing right from the gate.
He was stuck down on the inside and really could not get out when he needed to get out.
He made the first move, I made the second move. Cost Alex a race. Johnny V beat me that day. It wasn't the horse.
Was disappointed at the time, but we're like, 5 starts, 4 wins in a second, it's not bad, but Tim wanted 2-year-old of the year for him. So he gave it some thought. He said, okay, let's go to the Breeders' Cup.
He didn't get the best trip there as well.
Afleet Alex the leader as they come down to the mid-stretch marker.
A horse came from way outside called Wilco.
And it's Wilco in front, and he's going to pull off a huge upset here.
And he finished second in the Breeders' Cup.
Pretty much every time he's gotten beat, except for the Rebel, it's usually a jockey error. I can point right where things went wrong.
After the Breeders' Cup, we took Afleet Alex back to Delaware Park. He had filled out a lot more, he'd grown some. At that point, he was the winter book favorite for the Kentucky Derby. I had planned on going to Oaklawn Park for the winter. We picked out the Mountain Valley where he just blew by horses.
I think we galloped out in like 122 because we were trying to get enough air in them for the Rebel for the next race.
Clients that I had wanted a different rider. I was talked into putting Johnny Velasquez on the horse.
I said, let's be honest, I mean, I'm 5 years in, Johnny V's won everything there is.
They had some point to it because of Jeremy made a few blunders here and there.
We were certainly hoping for a really good effort.
And he came into the race great.
And they're off in the Rebel.
He didn't run very well. The head of the lane, he just had nothing, which is the first time that has ever happened.
Afleet Alex is all done.
He laid an egg, he came in last, and we're like, what's going on?
Well, automatically, I just started walking and walked all the way back to the barn with him.
We get back to the barn, the first person there is Jeremy.
You could see he had like a greenish discharge coming out of his nostrils, so he obviously had some kind of a lung infection.
Jeremy, who lost the mount, is the first one back to see Alex, just to make sure he's okay. So we talk about it, we said, there's something with this horse and this jockey. We need to go back to him. Tim said, okay, I'll clean up the lung infection, we'll put Jeremy back on and we'll see what happens.
Told Mr. Zachney that fate is telling us that Jeremy's supposed to ride this horse.
Watching the races, we're yelling and screaming, let's go Alex, let's go Alex.